The community that I chose to research is Hagerstown, Maryland. I started out researching the community that I live in right now, but we are a very small town. We only have about 100 people, and I found out that the poverty rate is actually 0%, which I found to be shocking. So I decided to research Hagerstown, Maryland, because I lived there before I was married and I used to work there. I worked a lot with the community and with at-risk youth, so I already knew sort of what I was gonna find. I was expecting to find a much higher poverty rate than the community that I live in now. And actually, of the 40,000 people that live in Hagerstown, 27% are living below the poverty line. So to compare that, the website that I found this on said that the national average is 14% and that the average in Maryland is about 9%. So that 27% is a very high number. I also did a little research about the towns that my family lives in. I have someone who lives in Selma, Alabama, which is a really historical town, but the poverty level there is 41%. 41% of people are living below the poverty line, which is just insane to me. It's so sad, and it just makes you think of like all the things you could be doing to help. So in Hagerstown, again, I work with the community already, so it didn't really surprise me. What surprised me the most was that the percentage of people who were over 25 and able to obtain their bachelor's degree was only at 17%. But the percentage of people over 25 that were able to complete high school or get their GED was 83%. So I thought that was pretty positive. But what surprised me about the 17% was that the most popular jobs in Hagerstown were jobs that required a bachelor's degree, which to me means that people in Hagerstown, in that community, were looking for jobs outside of the community, and a lot of people do. A lot of the families that I worked with, they commute to like DC or Baltimore or Frederick, or they have a really far commute for jobs, which I actually do too in the small town that I live in, so I really feel for them. But besides that, none of it really surprised me because I already knew that it was a community that needed a lot of assistance. There's a lot of housing. Not many people own homes in Hagerstown. A lot of it's housing or they're renting homes. Compared to the town that I live in, I'm pretty sure that everyone who lives here owns the home that they live in. There's not a lot of rentals. So that was pretty shocking to me. But again, it's things I already knew. It's just comparing it to the town I am in now. So I feel very, very grateful to be where I am. But at the same time, want to give back and help the people that are struggling in that community where I used to be. So because of the need there, I feel like there are already a lot of resources, and I know because I have worked with the organizations that do assist people, like nonprofits and other organizations that are working to assist those families that are living below the poverty line. So overall, this process was interesting to me. I did enjoy doing the research, I have to say, and even did research for other communities. But it was saddening because of the high rate, again, in the town that I used to live in, that 27% living below the poverty line. and in the town where I have other family living that has a 41% rate of people living below the poverty line. So it is sad, and it does make you want to do more to help people.